I'm here for you, boss. 100%.
All right, hey everybody, Mockley here. So I pre-ordered my Red Dead Redemption 2, which is what I was planning on doing anyway, and it came with a $2 million GTA money bonus for pre-ordering it on my PS4. I had no idea that they were doing that. That's awesome. Because what that means is I can go ahead and buy that auto import export warehouse that I wanted without having to wait and grind all the way up to the 2.7 million. I already had around almost $900,000. So as you can see now, my balance, I'm at just about 2.9 million, and the warehouse that I want is 2.7 something. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Figured I'd capture it and do my first auto import mission too. So here we go. Vehicle cargo, La Puerta, 2.735 million. And the reason I want this one is it's really easy to use a cargo bob to pick up the vehicles when you're exporting from here. So it's the best one to do for the way that I like to grind. I won't be able to use the cargo bob right at first unless I find one around the map, because the cargo bob itself is about 1.7 million and I won't have the money to buy it for a little while. So my first auto export missions, I'm going to lose a little more money because I'll just be driving to the location and probably having to deal with NPCs coming after me since I play solo. So I won't make as much money on those exports to begin with. I'll be taking damage to the cars and whatnot, but that's okay. It's still better money than what I've been doing. It's still the fastest way to make money, so I'll get the money together as quickly as I can and get a cargo bob, and then I'll be able to export without losing anything at that point. So here we go. 2.735 million. I'm just going to take it base model. The urban and branded, that's strictly cosmetic, has no effect on performance or functionality of the garage. So if you have the money to burn, go ahead and buy the upgraded versions, but the basic model is fine. Confirm.
Okay, you've got some space. Now you can move cargo. Click on the green button, Source Vehicle, and we'll search the system for an appropriate car. Soon after that, the details will come through by text. Then it's just up to you to get the car and bring it to the warehouse. Be on the lookout for rival organizations trying to hijack your vehicles. And know that you can intercept organizations moving cars too.
Okay. So, we're confirmed. And now, when we come into our, I'm not going to do it right from there. Nowadays, now that we own it, when we log into the Securo server here, we can just go ahead, go into the computer, log in, go to Vehicle Cargo.
Here's the Vehicle Cargo Summary page. It's a rundown of the organization's activities in the market. If you want to move to a warehouse in a different part of the city, click on the Vehicle Warehouse map link at the top of the page, and you'll get a fair trade in price for your current property. And if you want to start sourcing vehicles, you click that green button there. Lastly, you can click Renovate Warehouse if you want to change the look of the place.
Okay, she doesn't always explain all that. It's just because it's the first time that I'm going into it. And Renovate Warehouse is just going to be updating to those cosmetic differences that we saw when we bought it. As far as she's saying about going to the warehouse map and buying a different warehouse and getting the trading value in this one, yes, you can do that. And I did it on my PC character when I moved to this one from my original one. But because I had like 30 or so cars in my old one when I went to do that, I couldn't move until all those cars were sold. So I had to go and export all those cars, including all the low end and mid range ones. I guess standard range and mid range, I guess, is what they are. And so I had to go through all those exports in order to clear out the old garage before I was able to move. And that was why I didn't want to buy the cheaper warehouse to begin with on this character. I just wanted to go right to the one that I like. So, all right, now I can source a vehicle. Confirm. Oh, we're getting a top range right off the bat. which is great because we'll go ahead and sell it too.
Just give me the word and I'll make it happen.
Let's go upstairs. I think my buzzard should still be on the roof. Still renting them for $25,000. I guess I could have bought a buzzard instead, but this is the better purchase. The vehicle warehouse is definitely the better purchase because I can use it to make a lot of money. I'll be able to buy a buzzard and a cargo bob and stuff much more quickly.
So, thanks to stupid thieves and social media, SecuroServe traced this stolen car to a race meet. Get over there, steal it again, and bring it to the warehouse.
Alright, so now you'll see why the buzzard is such a useful vehicle for this. Rainy day in Los Santos. Switch to missiles. We'll go over to where the car is, and my missiles will lock on the bad guys, and I'll be able to shoot them, and there won't be any real danger to my to the car that I'm sourcing. And how much money do I still have? Okay, 150,000. Okay. After I take those guys out and take the car, they're gonna chase me, and there's gonna be some damage to the car at that point. One, because there's wet roads and I'll be sliding all over. It's a fast car. Two, because they have guns and they'll be shooting me. So there's going to be damage. I like to try to keep damage in missions like that under 5,000 if I can manage it. But I mean, I've seen it get really bad. I've had some go real bad. I've seen up to $20,000 in damage, which really eats into your profit. But still, you know, you do the best you can. Here we go. Alright, we're going to start locking on now. We got to come down a little bit here. There we go. Not locking onto anything else. Kind of weird. Did I kill everybody already? They must have had some cars explode. That must be why they died so fast. So, okay, well, good. I will go in and make sure I don't damage my buzzard here. So I'm going to go in and grab the car. Wow, that's some bad weather. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna go, even though the map says to go right here, I'm gonna go straight down to the freeway, because that's the best way back to my garage. And they're gonna be coming now. Yep, there they are. So, we're already at $2,000 in damage almost. I'm gonna try to keep it under 5. But that's alright. We'll just do the best we can. I should point out, these guys are in pretty fast cars themselves, actually, so I'm in a high-end car, and normally I can outrun them, but sometimes you have a hard time outrunning these guys. The NPCs from this particular import mission, because they're in sports speed cars themselves. So here we are, trying not to do damage. Damage is only at 2,000, but we'll probably run into a few more guys up here. Usually around here when you get closer to your warehouse. Yep, there they are. Okay, so we gotta... Oh man, they're blocking the path I want to go through. And I got stuck right next to them. So look at all the damage now. Oh, we're over 5,000. Just gotta get over this hill. And now we should be okay. Ah, 6,000. Couldn't help it, man. I got stuck right next to them. And they have machine guns, so yeah, that there was no way we were going to avoid that. So now my Madam Secretary will tell me that we have it in the warehouse and on the books.
Oh, it's the boss.
Oh,
Okay,
she's going to give me the whole
here's
walkthrough.
Our new
Here we
vehicle
go.
warehouse. Let me show you around. We're gonna store all our vehicle cargo here before selling it. We can fit 40 cars in here. We got a vending machine and some personal space back there for getting some shut-eye and changing your clothes. When you bring a car back, it'll get fixed up and listed on Ad Hoc's Autos. When you access the website from the laptop on the desk, you'll see your current stock of cars and be able to select how many you want to offload and to who. The amount you can sell at any one time is dependent on how many associates you got on hand. If we want to chase the bigger commissions, we're going to need to modify the cars to the bigger buyer specifications. Remove trackers, change paint jobs, rims, apply other mods. Different buyers got different requirements. The mechanic's on site to handle all that. It's an independent operator, so it costs to repair stolen cars that come in damaged, and to do the mods. But believe me, it makes life easy. And you see the door over there? That'll take you all the way down to the underground facility. You renovated down there, so there's somewhere to store any of those big, unwieldy modified vehicles off the Warstock site. Only place to accommodate anything from a huge Phantom Wedge to an amphibious Blazer Aqua. And that's it. We should get to work. The more vehicle cargo we move, the more of an interest SecuroServe's gonna take in the company. We steal enough cars, they'll throw us some special vehicle work. Come by the office when you want to source that next car. See you, boss.
So there we go. We should get a phone call from her, probably. Let's see. So we paid just about $6,000 to repair it. I guess she's not going to call me. Maybe because we just had that intro thing. So now we can already export it since we've got the money, the $20,000 to put into it initially. Let's see.
Okay, boss, you want to sell something? You're in the right place. We log everything that comes in on the site, so you can see what we got in the warehouse. Select a vehicle, and it goes up on the export list at the top of the page. You can sell up to 4 vehicles at a time if you've got the drivers here in the warehouse. When the cars you want to sell are selected, confirm, and the system will search available buyers.
All right. And again, a lot of this is first time info. Like when you pull into your warehouse, normally she doesn't give you that big tour. And normally when you open this up, the mechanic doesn't sit there and tell you how it all works. It's just because it's my first time doing it with this character that all that new information is being given. So we'll export this guy. So when you export a top range vehicle, go ahead and click the export button.
There you go. We got 3 buyers. Pick who you like, but you should know that the bigger deal's got strings attached. They're going to want you to do modifications up front. If you damage the car or lose it on the way to the sale, the money's gone. I'll do the modifications in-house, charge you a flat fee. It makes life simple for you and hard for me, but what else would you expect, right, boss? Make a call and we'll get on with it.
All right, so pretty much you always want to export to the specialist dealer, at least I do. It costs $20,000 up front to modify it, and then if you get the car, if you deliver the car without any damage, you make $80,000 profit, minus any damage, of course, that you took when you first imported it. So, for instance, we know we already lost $6,000 on this car, so the most I can possibly make on it overall is $74,000. And of course, because I don't have a cargo bob and I'm playing in a solo lobby, there's going to be NPCs that come after me when I try to deliver this thing. And also it's wet and rainy out there. It probably still will be when I go to deliver, which means I'll slide all over. And the NPC drivers, not even the ones that are trying to stop you with guns, but just the regular civilian drivers on the road, for some reason, I'm sure it's done intentionally. Rockstar coded them to just be complete idiots on the road around you. I mean, you'll see them as you drive. They'll suddenly swerve into you. They make really weird moves on the road that normally they would never make if you weren't driving a really expensive vehicle. And that's because every time your vehicle gets damaged, that's less money you get when you sell it. So anyways, we're going to sell to the specialist dealer. It's going to cost us 20 grand to get it going, and then we have a potential payout of 100,000 after that. So we'll do it.
Okay, let's get this ready. Buyer wants certain elements changed. Doesn't mind so much what they're changed to, and I've already quoted you a price. Select the mods they want stage by stage, and then hit complete when it's good. Work will be done on the spot. Sometimes you'll have to wait on other drivers being choosy, but you won't wait long. We know what we've got to do.
Okay, so you've got 5 minutes to modify it. It doesn't matter at all, the mods that you make. But in fact, the only time I even care about the mods is maybe when I'm doing the respray. If it's really dark out and I'm going to be picking it up with a cargo bob, sometimes I'll spray paint it like a bright white or bright green color so that I can see it real easy in the dark to pick it up. But other than that, I mean, it makes no difference to the price or anything. So some people get real choosy about this, like you said. They want to make it look cool, like it's really their car, but all you're doing is driving this to some NPC buyer and getting rid of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we remove the tracker.
They're concerned about the plates. Gonna have to change them up.
Okay, he's gonna explain everyone, I can see. Okay, whatever. Change the plate.
Look at me, Mama. Printing license plates for a living. We got to change up the paint job.
Yeah. Change the color. I usually just do chrome because it's the first choice. You can get right back out.
Wouldn't recognize it.
Performance upgrades.
Mods are on the list. That's some machine. They don't like the bodywork.
I'll usually just do the windows. Put them on limo.
Not bad, you ask me. Wheels have got to go.
Wheels, I'll usually just try to do the stock rims, which is great because it's the first choice. And we're back out. Here we go. Secretary's gonna call.
It's all or nothing on this one. The work wasn't cheap. Get the car to the buyer clean. This should be a payday, people.
I should clarify what she just said there. She said it's all or nothing on this one. First time I heard that, I thought that meant that if I took any damage to the car at all, the deal was off. That's not what it means. It's just like any other mission. Whatever damage gets done to the car while we're delivering gets taken off the 100,000. That's all it means. That all or nothing thing is BS. But it freaked me out the first time I heard it. So, alright. I wish I had a cargo bob. And I'm already gonna wreck. Jeez. And there we go. Almost $1,000 of damage right off the bat. And I didn't even run into the guys yet. They're gonna be down here. It's because the road's wet, by the way. And this thing isn't exactly great traction to begin with. So they're usually right around here. Here they are. And boy, he clipped me. Not only do they damage the car, but they will kill you, so you gotta get the hell out. And now here you're gonna see the NPC drivers, civilian drivers are gonna absolutely freak out, go in weird directions. What they'll usually do is pull right in front of you and stop, because that seems to be their best move. Or if you're trying to go by them, they'll swerve in front of you. So here we go. You can see on the mini-map I'm getting pretty far away from them, and we're down 3,000 some dollars on the delivery. Again, that's okay. Given the amount, the overall amount, it's really not that big of a deal. Once I deliver and we get the final numbers, we'll analyze how much we made on the whole thing. And they're going to be up here again, the NPCs. Oh man, this is another reason I like the cargo bob. This particular delivery is to a kind of a hard location. There's some real twisty, windy roads up here that are hard to drive. So I gotta come up here. Luckily the NPCs don't usually take shortcuts. So yeah, these are some really windy roads, twisty roads up here. So you can't go too fast, and of course you got guys in machine guns chasing you. So here we go. This is why I like a cargo bob to deliver. This is actually a good example of why. Crazy roads, guys with machine guns coming after you, and horrible NPC civilian drivers trying to mess you up all the way. Here we go. Hope my mic is better this time. Having some trouble with mic volume on these live streams. I gotta get someone on with me to listen at the time of the broadcast. I almost went off that cliff. at the time of the broadcast and tell me if we need to adjust volume levels or what. So, okay, we're almost there. We've done not quite $8,000 worth of damage. So there we go. $7,500 worth of damage. All right.
Okay, we did it. That one's going on the balance sheet for next quarter.
All right, so we exported it. We did $7,500 worth of damage. Oh, jeez. Shut up, Martin. So we did about 7,500 worth of damage on the delivery. We did 6,000 worth of damage on the pickup when we imported it. So let's just say that's 13.5. Let's just say 15,000 worth of damage. When I was doing the money chain video, I said repeatedly you can import and export high-end vehicles for a max profit of 80,000. Well, that's what I mean by the max profit. Max profit would be if you imported it with no damage and if you delivered it with no damage. Usually I use the cargo bob when I deliver, which winds up with no damage, so we get full value out of that. Import usually sees some damage. Sometimes you get it back with no damage on the import also, but for the most part you will see at least $2,000-$3,000 in damage when you're importing. And like I said, I tend to try to keep it under 5, and I'm happy. Goes over 5, I'm a little bummed it did this time, but whatever. It's still, the overall profit is still huge. So if we did 15,000 worth of damage to this thing, that means we profited $65,000 on this whole deal. And, you know, you can get this stuff done pretty quickly. So there is no other activity in this game that you can make this much money this quickly, and you can do it over and over and over again. Now, from the moment that I completed this export, this delivery, a counter started running, a 20-minute timer. And in 20 minutes from when we completed the delivery, I can do it again. I can export again. Now, during that time, I need to import another vehicle, of course. And in what I'm going to do, by the way, is that you always want to do top range vehicles. So when you start importing, you're going to get random vehicles, and I think there's like 10 standard range and 10 mid range, and then maybe 12 top range. I don't remember the exact numbers, but what you do is, as you're importing and you're building up your stock in your vehicle warehouse, you don't sell the standard or the mid-range. You just let them keep building up. And eventually you will have all 10 of each, or however many there are. And then at that point, when you're importing, you will only import top range. So you can just import, export, import, export. I take it a little bit further. There is a specific top range vehicle that I like to work with because it's really easy to pick up with the cargo bob, and that's the X80 Proto. So what I even do is I will go ahead and import all of the top range ones except the X80, and then whenever I get the X80, that's the one I will export. Eventually, I think there's a total with all three kinds, standard, mid, and top range. I think there's a total of 32 unique vehicles that you can import, and I get all 31, the ones other than the X80, and then every time I import, it's always an X80, and then I turn around and export that one. So that's the way I do it for my business. Anyways, we're already in the auto import export phase now. Thank you to Rockstar for the $2 million bonus for pre-ordering Red Dead Redemption 2. That's awesome. I didn't know that was there. That's going to really speed up development on this character. We will probably have a bunker before too long now that we can do auto import export as well as the VIP stuff. So anyways, we're going to stop the broadcast here. And stop broadcasting. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and have a good game. And the the created videos are coming soon. I'm working on them right now, how to get the modded Sand Kings, and then also just a quick special one on the Oppressor Mark II, which is so much fun to fly around on. So thanks for watching. Everyone have a good game. We'll talk to you later.